guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. It's the second half of a double upload day. Today I am joined by Iranian pro Harry, aka Icarus, here back on the channel. You can see he is at 6,000 trophies, and check out this deck he's using, guys. Royal Giant Clone, which... I'm joking. Did I get any of you guys? All right, he's using the Vietnam deck. He's using bridge spam. We've shared this deck before in the channel. It's been a while, but we've shared it before in the channel. Today, I really want to focus on the pacing of this deck, which is really paramount to having success with it. When to go super aggressive, when not to go aggressive. You're gonna see that Harry plays this deck extremely aggressively, but he's not just spamming, despite the name bridge spam, right? He's not just always spamming either. So knowing when to spam and knowing when not to spam is absolutely crucial to this deck. So let's go ahead and hop right into it here. Shout out again to Wham Esports as well. They're currently the #1 clan in the world when it comes to Clan Wars trophies, so huge shout out to those guys. Obviously the clan that Icarus represents. So here we go. It's going to be an Inferno Dragon meeting up with this giant in the left lane, and here we go with the pacing. It's going to happen really fast, so pay attention, guys. The opponent responds with a minion horde. We immediately drop the Ice Golem to block the minion horde. We have the Inferno Dragon still there to go ahead and take out the giant. Now here it comes. Look at the opponent. Because they use a zap on that Inferno Dragon to get a little bit more HP off of that left tower, it leaves them with only Goblin Gang to defend against a Dark Prince in a Battle Ram, and that is it. 3 crown, boom. Man, you're gonna see how Harry gets a lot of 3 crowns with this deck simply by being passive, waiting for the opponent to make the first kind of overcommitment or the first big play, and then punishing them lethally to the tune of many 3 crowns after that. So here we go against Metal Bond. Metal Bond always at the top of the leaderboards. I'd really love to have him on the channel at some point too. Anyway, let's see how Harry handles this matchup here. So he's going to start out just cycling a bandit in the back in the opposite lane of the Ice Golem. Obviously, an Ice Golem is a good bandit blocker, so we want to hit the opposite lane. Here it goes. It's going to be a bandit on the left tower. The opponent's going to go ahead and opt to miss the dash with the log, unfortunately there, and the Mega Man is going to run right smack dab into that Inferno Dragon. So there it goes. It's an over-committing poison there by the opponent, and here comes the Battle Ram. It's going to run right into that Tombstone. But think about it right now. Icarus knows that the opponent is really low on Elixir. He's going to do a split lane push here. It's going to be a bandit on the right, and the bandit activation does not work. Things are not going Metal Bond's way here in this match. He is left speechless with the wow. You can see all the emotes on the side right now of all the spectators. Metal Bond does actually get that hog to the tower, but the Inferno Dragon, knowing that Metal Bond does not have zap, we can actually defend with the Inferno Dragon even against a hog. So here we go again. We're going to be aggressive again. It's going to be a Battle Ram. It's going to run right into that Tombstone. We're ready there with the zap on those skeletons, and indeed we get the Barbarians to the tower again. The opponent forced to use a log, but he has nothing for the Inferno Dragon. That Inferno Dragon, the same one that just killed the hog on the previous sequence, goes in, and look at this, guys. Look at this. Unbelievable. Almost 3 crown, almost. I called it early. Instead, we go in for the offensive push in the left. Man, I spoiled the result for you guys. I spoiled it with the early 3 crown call, but you guys can see just how dominant this deck can be. Here it goes with the spam a little bit here, guys, forcing the Tombstone out of the opponent. Battle Ram's like going everywhere, misdirected everywhere. Finally, a predictive fireball comes down, rains down on that Mega Minion, allowing that Barbarian to get 1 extra swing in. Metal Bond at this point just throws in the towel. The spectators love it. BM galore from the spectators. I gotta say, adding those spectators has been one of the coolest things. I did do a video complaining about it. A lot of people took it the wrong way, like right after it was released. I didn't think it was a bad move, and I like it. I just think it could be distracting when you're going against someone who has tons of people spectating like that. Either way, you can just put them on mute. Anyway, so here we go. It's gonna be Icarus versus the #1 player in the world at the time of this recording. It's gonna be Censor. So So Censor's going to go ahead and start out with the Executioner in the back. We have a Bandit, so it's going to be Bandit on Executioner here. Bandit, of course, will charge into the Executioner, but will not take him out. So Executioner, aided by the Princess Tower there, does stay alive to see another day. Now, this is another move that we're going to see Icarus do time and time again here on this video, is when we don't have an obvious play, he'll cycle, if he has the Elixir advantage, he'll cycle either the Battle Ram or the Dark Prince in the opposite lane behind the King Tower and just wait for the opponent to react. Wait for something to kind of develop. That way he can recoup some Elixir. Again, a Dark Prince in the back in the opposite lane here. Let's see what the opponent does, and then we can react to that. Of course, we know we can always lean on the Inferno Dragon. You can see here, again, the Inferno Dragon, very reminiscent of the first match, is going to be cycled here in the same lane as the Giant. So this match not kind of as rewarding right off the bat as the previous match, although knowing that the Zap was not in the cycle there, we are able to quickly bleed through that Giant's HP. Here it comes, a Battle Ram and minions in the left lane. Meanwhile, in the right lane, we're going to have Inferno Dragon versus that Executioner. Inferno Dragon will easily take down that Executioner, but we're not really getting much damage. You can see here, we're already halfway through regulation in this match, and really no tower damage, a tiny bit on the left tower, and that is it. And Elixir is pretty even right now. So what we're going to do, we're going to drop, of course, a Dark Prince behind the King Tower. That's his favorite move when he doesn't know what else to do. I shouldn't say he doesn't know. There's just no obvious option there. He's not going to spam at the bridge every time that he has an Elixir advantage, is the point I'm trying to prove to you guys. So here it comes, just barely getting that Giant down. A really nice Giant there by Censor. So now we're going to respond again with an Inferno Dragon. He's one card away from Zap, so he sends in the Fireball first. Now he can Zap to reset that Inferno Dragon. He does. He's going to take a lot of Giant damage here, but check that out. Nice Dark Prince, and now it's a lethal counter attack. However, we are going into, it's a Executioner and a NATO, guys. That is a hard counter to bridge spam, but he does a pretty good job overcoming it there. He gets a little bit of damage, but of course we're in a deficit at this point. So look, here comes the Royal Ghost. Interesting decision here not to use the Ice Golem against that Royal Ghost. Instead, he takes that damage. He sees the opponent drops the Giant, so he decides to go really aggressive in the opposite lane. That 2 extra Elixir is really going to actually pay off for us, as we did get a substantial amount of damage in the right lane. Now again, here we have Inferno Dragon onto that Giant. Maybe a little bit of an early Zap there by Censor. You guys can be the judge of that. We cycle a Battle Ram in back of the opposite lane. Again, cycling the Battle Ram of the Dark Prince in the opposite lane is something that we'll see often in these matchups. This time we do connect, and you can see we're going to kite that Dark Prince into the opposite lane, bring it into a Battle Ram, and we're going super aggressive here in the right. A predictive Fireball, or at least a Fireball. I don't know if it was predictive, and we get the Barbarians to the tower. A predictive Fireball or an aggressive Fireball is okay in double Elixir time. You don't want to do that unless you're sure you can get certain value in single Elixir time. So here we go again. It's going to be Inferno Dragon in the left lane. In the right lane, we're just going to go ahead and play defense with all the troops we have, cycle the Fireball, get that right tower down, and another victory there off the #1 player in the world, Censor, who's been here before, by the way, on the channel. All right, let's move to one more replay, guys, against Crumb Dog. This is going to be another really just picture-perfect match here for Icarus. I hope you guys are starting to kind of pick up on the mannerisms that Icarus uses in these matches. He's really, really good at decision-making and not making big mistakes. And I don't think we've really seen any mistakes throughout these replays against the other top ladder players. So I hope you guys are enjoying the videos so far. Anyway, here we go. It's going to be a going against the 3 Musketeer Giant deck, which is again everywhere right now. Grumdog, of course, a very good player. He drops a Giant in the right. We're going to go ahead and respond with a Bandit in the left. Let's see how we handle the situation here, guys. At this point, seeing the pump in the Giant, we know that Harry knows he's going against the 3 Musketeer deck, so he doesn't support that Bandit or do anything with the Bandit. Instead, he starts stacking up and cycling to the Inferno Dragon in the right lane, giving a little bit of protection with the Ice Golem. You can see we have the Dark Prince ready there for the Musketeers. We're going to have a pretty decent counter attack here in the right lane. So here it comes. The Inferno Dragon goes and takes care of that Giant. We suffer a little bit of incidental damage on the left lane, but we still have a nice Elixir advantage here. Look at this, 9-3 at this point in the Elixir. We know we have the Elixir lead, so we decide to go pretty aggressive in the left lane. Here it comes. This is a Battle Ram and minions all in the left lane. We're going to go ahead and zap those goblins up, and then we're going to support that push with the Bandit as well. So we connect in a big way to that left tower. Look at the tower's locked onto the Bandit instead of the Barbarian. Bandit's doing the tanking. Barbarian and the Bandit are doing the DPS, and we end up taking down that left tower there, and that's pretty much gonna be the match, because at this point, we do have Fireball, we do have Zap, we can defend against 3 Musketeers, especially this early into the match. It's gonna be pretty smooth sailing here, excuse me, for Harry. So, you know, you can see how... I hope I'm doing a good job of explaining how he's setting up the pushes by dropping something behind the back of the King Tower, opposite lane than where the opponent is coming from, and then he just knows how to put the pedal to the metal, such as in that circumstance. He actually takes down the right tower here as well, knowing that the opponent was going to try to save their elixir for those 3 Musketeers. So now we have a little push coming in the left. Let's go ahead and fast forward here, because this one is, he actually is going to lose his left tower to the Musketeers. He sacrifices that left tower. Now all he has to do is defend here in the right. Here comes a giant. We have 2 Inferno Dragons on that giant. Not going to be a big deal there, and we're just going to go ahead and cycle to finish off that match. Guys, that was a mouthful. Whew. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I really appreciate the support that you guys have been giving lately to the channel. I'm thinking about giving my Patreon. I haven't mentioned Patreon in like forever. Shame on me. But I'm thinking about giving new Patreon perks and I don't know, maybe even exclusive videos to my Patreon patrons. Forgive the redundancy there. And so maybe any ideas that you guys have for content that you'd like to see provided to Patreon. If you're interested, the link is in the description below. Either way, guys, huge shout out to Wham Esports and to Harry again for joining me. I'll include the Twitter information for both Wham and Harry in the description below. Thank you for watching all the way till the end. Really appreciate it. Huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Check out his information in the description below as well. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care, guys.